Let's go. Come on, Grumble. Let's go, Grumble. All right. Let's go right to here. All right, come on. All right, Rumble, get past that pre-reel. I don't care. Okay, it does. Once I keep locking up, there we go. All right, Rumble. There we go. All right. How are we doing? All right. Because you guys voted, I am here. Going to do a late night stream. We're going to talk quick and got a few things to go over. Hopefully I can give you something you did not see on the all the other platforms or shows tonight. So let's see how it goes here. All right. We're going to start off right away. This is leading into Donald Trump is pretty pissed at CNN, is threatening prosecuting them. Mr. Miles, what is up, man? How you been? The CNN has been promoting this ICE tracking app and talking about it a lot, giving it a lot of airplay. Joshua Aaron, a musician and developer, created an app called ICE Block, where people can post sightings of U.S. immigration and customs enforcement officers across the country. And in today's technological level, guys, that means live. That means instant. So they can pull more crap like we saw in Colorado, where they helped a child diddler get away. They helped a child diddler get away. And I keep asking Tom Homan, President Trump, Kristi Noem, why the hell was nobody arrested? Hey, how you going? Hey, Urbexy. Holy crap, yeah, it's 7, 8 a.m. for you. Welcome, buddy. Hey, MagD5. What is that? Okay, what is that? What is that? Oh, okay. I forgot. They did an update now on YouTube. And sometimes it shows number 1, number 2 fan and other stuff. It's weird. And there's some names that runs together at and some other stuff, but I'm not seeing that yet, thankfully. But how you guys doing? Yeah, just woke up. Yeah. All right. But yeah, this guy, like I said, this guy here has created an ICE Block app. And problem is, once again, these apps, everybody carrying these around, looking at them and getting notifications every second. Unless you're on YouTube. You know what? This is going to get more child diddlers, more drunk drivers, more people who have touched women. It's going to get them off. It's going to get them off the hook again. They're more going to get away. And this is the nuts. The left does not give a shit. They know that majority right now, the Trump admin is mostly, it's narrowing though, they've been mostly going after the criminals, the worst of the illegal aliens here. And they don't care. They haven't cared a bit. Motivated him to create an application and the efforts. What motivated him to create the application and the efforts he has made to keep it accurate and prevent it from identifying users? So once again, save the child diddlers, but prevent it from identifying the users. I'm sorry. If you are obstructing law enforcement, which is what every son of a bitch does that does this, gets on and does this crap, you are obstructing law enforcement. And by the way, I keep talking about it. Democrats don't give a fuck about democracy. They screech and scream it until they lose an election. And then they don't give a crap. So, yeah, every one of these people should be arrested. The ones in Colorado should have been arrested. Until we start arresting every one of these POSs who is helping these people escape. I don't care if he's just the average cook in your local little cafe. I don't give a crap. Not supposed to be here. Get out. But when you are a child diddler, woman toucher, you've hurt people, B&Es, whatever, stole Social Security numbers, and you help them escape, we should be arresting for federal crimes. It is a federal crime. It is clear obstruction, and I am getting tired of them not arresting these people. All right, but, look at this. Trump and Noam vowed to prosecute CNN for reporting on ICE app Iran strike. Because, I guess there is a loophole where we discussed this. Can CNN be in trouble for posting a leak? Actually, yeah, they can, if it is actually top secret at the time. It can, or if they can say it maybe put in harm's way our soldiers. There are ways they can. So the Iran thing is not my biggest worry, though. It is the reporting on ICE crap, and CNN has been openly talking and lauding this guy up, giving it tons of airplay, getting it out there. DHS Secretary Noam says the news outlet is actively encouraging people to avoid law enforcement operations. Not avoid. They are helping them escape. They are 100% obstructing justice. And I am getting tired of this. It seems like everybody that works for Trump's DOJ can't talk properly. They should all be saying it clearly, not this actively encouraging people to avoid law enforcement operations. I don't know if that's a Fox News writer. All I know is she should be clearly saying, anybody in the DOJ should be saying, they are obstructing justice, they will be arrested, they will be prosecuted. The left, when they have power, has no problems prosecuting legally or illegally. They will wield power. Right now, Kristi Noem, Tom Homan, Tom's doing a good job, but not enough. Kash Patel, Dan Bongino. Anybody in the right should be using that power, and they're not. They're still talking fuzzy. I'm getting tired of it. All right, sorry, I'll catch up with you guys real quick. Number 2 and 3, how's that? I have no idea, Rebexy. This new stuff, there's a lot of new things nobody likes. Jay Watterson brings the flip-flops and an extra flip or flop. Thank you, man. I've been better. Told you about that dark place I was in last time. It got worse. But hey, Mr. Miles, I'm betting not just myself, but almost everybody in the chat right now can totally know where you're coming from, man. We've all had tough times, and sometimes they come and go. So, hey, stick with it, my friend. Stick with it. It's tough. I've had plenty myself over certain things. I mean, somebody with my health concerns doesn't get to this age without having major ups and downs. So, dude, I just hope you, Hey, no, Mr. Miles, you're fine, buddy. No, you're fine. Feel free to mention that stuff. I'm betting other people in the chat will say they've been there, bud. We don't have to just because we're here to talk about crazy crap on the media and the news and everything, doesn't mean we are going to ignore each other as people, dude. Trust me. No, you're fine. Feel free. Sometimes airing stuff out on something like this is what we got for social. People aren't around people as much anymore, and this is a good way to sometimes talk about things or get it out there. So, no, don't feel bad, buddy. Now Rebexy's number 1. Oh, my God, it keeps changing. I think it's by how much you guys chat. I don't know. Yeah, I haven't had a chance to read up on the new updates, so I apologize. Oh, MagD5. What will be really sad is when the creators of the apps make money. Oh, MagD5, dude. Way to come in and pee on my Cheerios, buddy. Oh, that's just wrong. You know what? If you are committing a crime, they are openly helping them obstruct justice. You do not get to, gain from your crime. Fruit of the the apple from the tree, fruit of the poisonous tree. Sorry. Come on. I don't think they can. I think, once again, if I was president, I wouldn't be as nice as Trump is. I'd be like, get these assholes. I'd be like, done. Prosecute them. Are they breaking laws? Yes. Prosecute. Not, well, no. Go. Get them. I'm done with this crap. Rebexy, we have an app like that here, except for posting locations of kid fiddlers. We do, Urbexy. We have something like that. We have apps like that already. So yeah, we have ones that mess with kids. We have apps for that. So I get it. Hey, Celtic, what are you doing up? Yeah, the original DuckTales, not the newer square-headed DuckTales. Man, I'll tell you what, when Disney used to be good, DuckTales, Tailspin, come on, Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers, that was good stuff. All right, so would you criminalize possession of a police scanner? No. No, you can listen. I have no problems with you listening. Once again, it's what you do with it. Freedom of speech ends when you start obstructing justice. You can talk about it with your buddies. Go, oh, dude, look at this. They're going to arrest somebody. It's when you go out, use that info to block law enforcement. It's just like how your freedom to protest, freedom of speech, ends when you stand on the street in front of my car and impede my freedom to move about the country, to not be impeded, to not be, that's actually a type of detention and almost kidnapping. So I don't think owning a police scanner, listening to a police scanner, talking about your buddies. But if you post and warn, that's where you cross the line. So no, Jay Watterson, I would not. I think you should be able to own a police scanner. It's what you do with it. Hell, a lot of actual journalists use them too. The night crawlers, they call them at night. A lot of those guys use those. So real journalism, I get it. All right. 95. Good portion of police band radio is digital and not able to be picked up on a scanner. That's true too. You're arguing intent as opposed to information sharing. No, I'm arguing I don't care what your intent is. You can be listening to that police scanner, pissed off as hell, cussing Trump up one side down the other, cussing Kristi Noem, cussing those ICE agents. It's when you get on an app and share the live location of these people. That is not the same thing as having a police scanner and listening to it. It's when you take action. Action. I can cuss somebody all I want, but I can't lay hands on them. It's like police. If you watch Police Interaction, you can call a cop a jerk, a jackass, whatever. But when you spit on them, touch them, yeah. All right. And that's not information sharing. They are clearly trying, and once again, sometimes ignorance of the law is not an excuse. Remember that? How many times have we all heard that? Ignorance of the law is an excuse. I don't really care. If one of these little morons wants to say, well, I didn't know it was illegal to share the ICE location. I didn't know it was illegal to share this ICE agent's address. Too bad. Should have looked it up. Should have paid attention. Anybody's watched a single police show in their lives or any type of YouTube, Rumble video on police interactions knows it's illegal. If you didn't, too bad. How many times do you and I get told ignorance of the law is not an excuse? And when you're obstructing federal justice, and I'm sorry, I am not going to take the fact that these people do not know what they're doing. They 100% know. You do not log on to an app like this with everything it says about what it's doing, with all the media talking about it, with all the decade plus of Trump hate, all this crap going on, the protests on deportations and stuff, and say, well, didn't know. I'm not even sure most liberal judges, they're going to look at that and go, ooh, I really want to let you go, but even I can't cover for this. So, nope. All right, let me catch up here. Mr. Miles. Sorry, I'm trying to catch up here, buddy. A woman I was madly in love with cheated on me right after my father. Yeah, I remember that, bud. Cheated on me again, so it's over. Oh, dude. Hey, Mr. Miles, I'm not going to get involved in somebody's lives, but watch how many strikes you give somebody. Just watch it, bud. Just watch that. Oof. I don't want to give advice, but you may be for the best, buddy. On top of that is an erect and oath. Holy crap. Hey, the Alzheimer's stuff is tough. I've dealt with it in my family. It is not It is not a fun thing, Mr. Miles. It really isn't. Whew. Mr. Miles, I hope you hope you get an umbrella soon for that shitstorm. Honestly, I don't know what else to tell you. I wish I could say something better. Dang. Jay Watterson, you are wrong. You cannot share locations of an officer in an active situation. If it gets somebody away, if it helps somebody get away, no, that is obstruction. Clear as a bell. Clear as hell, that is obstruction. So, yeah. And I have a lawyer in my family who we were talking about this with over the weekend while we were out of town. Hey, clear obstruction, 100%. You cannot share active, god dang, Windows, get off, stop popping up on me. You cannot share police during an active operations location. You cannot. You cannot because of safety issues. You can't even, if you're getting stopped by the police along the street, you can't even call somebody to come down there because they're afraid you're going to call and have people come help out or get in trouble or go after the cops. No, it's active situation. You cannot do that. That is obstruction. Especially if somebody gets away. If you call or do an app or whatever and somebody gets away because of that, clear intent. You will be arrested. All right. Greg, how's it going? I don't understand how all the networks except Fox adopt all the ridiculous stances like men playing. Yeah. Well, Fox, be careful of Fox. Fox has adopted some of that too. If you watch during their off prime time shows, you know, The Five, Jesse Waters, and some of those others are pretty good. Not Hannity. Used car salesman. Yeah. You take the feeling I get from Benny Johnson. Benny Johnson does some good stuff, but I get this slight corporatist used car salesman feeling from him. But you take that times it by 1,000, that's where I am with Hannity. I just, something about that guy I don't like. So, yeah. If it's liberal, ridiculous, they agree with the liberal. Yeah. Well, Greg, a lot of the mainstream media are liberals. Or at the very least, they are part of the deep state. They get their power from the liberal side of the deep state. They've gotten money. They get access. They get little bonuses. They don't get prosecuted for doing illegal stuff. Even when the press can get in trouble, they don't. So it is in their best interest. Also, if you think about this, the deep state will come after some of these people if they turn totally against them. And the deep state, as much as Trump's done to weaken them, is still extremely powerful and scary. So you also got to look at that. Little intimidation. All right, Ryan, did you see that CBS Paramount just settled with Trump over 60 Minutes? Yeah. Yep. It was a good amount. Oh, Lord. Yeah, Kamala, I thought they settled with him a while back on that. Because they were talking about the money. But yeah, it was really good. I was happy. It should have been worse than that, honestly. They blatantly put their finger on an election. And once again, freedom of speech, even freedom of the press, has limits. When you are screwing with a presidential election, it should have been something worse. I would like prosecution. They clearly screwed with the election. I don't like that. MagD5, how would the app be any different than a lookout for a bank robbery? Well, the lookout for the bank robbery gets prosecuted right along with the bank robbers, so it wouldn't be exactly the same. If that's what you're going with, MagD5, yeah. If I'm a lookout for a bank robbery and somebody gets offed in that bank robbery, but I get to go up on those deceisory charges just as much as the guys in there pulled the trigger. Yeah. Don't be there. So it is no different, 100%. How can suddenly real journalists want that communist to be the mayor? Oh. It's because a lot of lefties are communists. A lot of lefties are socialists and communists. That's why they always want big government. Big government. That's why they don't want you to have guns. And if you look at our left in America, they are very socialist and or full communist. Take away all your firearms. take away your rights, take away your power to defend yourself. Everything they do, social services times 1,000,000. Go after the rich, take that. Put everybody against each other. It's all communist crap to make you dependent, beholden to the government, which is communism. They want you all dependent on them. Remember, you'll own nothing and you'll be happy. So that's why. The left is very socialist and communist in this country. I mean, some come out and admit it. AOC, I'm a Democrat socialist. This guy's Zoran. Democrat socialist. No, he's a communist. He says things. Sees the means of production is straight from the Marxist handbook. He's a communist. So that's why. That's why. The left are. And a lot of the younger leftists are born socialists. They think they're all owed something. Once again, grasshopper and the ant. The grasshopper is the hero now. Words hurt. They feel they owed something. They shouldn't have to work. They're very soft. Not all of them, but most of them are very soft. They don't like it. And yes, I'll admit, some generations above have screwed them. Taken stuff. Social Security may never happen for them. Even though, it was supposed to. You've got hard to buy housing, hard to find good jobs because left lazy illegals in here. So I can see why they're kind of pissed and shit, what do we do? But they also don't want to work. That is the young lefty. So when this guy comes around promising them free shit, these smooth brains go, woohoo, free shit. All right, we're going to get back here on this. I know I'm behind, guys. New rule, have to immediately release full uncut version interview. Yeah, I agree. I agree, Ryan. Release full uncut. Don't get to cut them, yeah. There has been overt action to make it illegal. Not really. If you do something, no, it doesn't. Once again, ignorance of the law is not an excuse. It does not have to be an overt action. If you go onto an app for reporting ICE, knowing what it does, which everybody does, and some child diddler gets away because you reported these people, that's clearly overt. That is about as overt as you can get. So will you consider this app and take it down? No. Why should I? There's a lot of illegal crap. I've just now been mad at Trump and Homan and everybody else, Noam, for not prosecuting people for breaking laws. So if they're breaking laws and it doesn't get taken down, am I going to be surprised? No, I'm being consistent. That is no flip or flop. How I just before we even started talking about this was mad how they're not arresting everybody interfering. Clear obstruction of justice. So whether you're out there doing it in person, screeching on a bullhorn, hey, ICE is here, you better run, or you're doing it on an app. Both illegal, and I'm mad they're not prosecuting. Am I surprised? No. And would I be surprised if this stays up and you know it's illegal? Nope. Am I surprised that the people in Colorado never got arrested for clear obstruction in person? Nope. So no, I'm not going to change my mind or say anything just because they didn't take it down. How many people get prosecuted for illegal crap anymore? Barely any. Unless you're the center or the right. Then you get prosecuted and it becomes J6 and becomes a huge thing. But May 29th in Washington, D.C., nothing. So no, I'm not going to back off. I'm not going to flip. I'm not going to flop. It's illegal. But will it be prosecuted? Probably not. All right. Let's see. All right. No reply. What's up, buddy? Posting people's public information online is not illegal. Actually, it is if you're a police officer and you're doing it for malicious purposes. There are very, very, very many laws against doxing people. There are a lot of laws on that. So, yeah. And with all the threats out there, there are hundreds of thousands of threats posted on social media and everywhere. It's a clear, known problem, in fact. So you guys can say whatever you want, but it's a clear problem. It's clearly threatening. That's exactly what they're going for. ICE agents have been attacked. The attacks on ICE agents have gone up over 600%. I think any judge with a sense at all is going to go after me out. No. So, and it's time we start pushing back as hard and be as malicious as the left will be. So, yep. Break a law. Done. Go away. That's it. I'm not figuring a thought crime. I'm arguing in favor of clear laws broken. Go look up all of obstruction. If you are standing out there with a bullhorn, warning as soon as ICE agents show up, screeching and screaming, telling every illegal to run, it's the same as doing it online today. It's just 21st century bullhorning and letting somebody get away. It is no different than me being the lookout in a bank robbery and somebody getting offed. No different. That's not thought crime. That's an actual action. Thought crime is thinking about it, never doing it, and still getting in trouble. Thought crime was when they would go and, hey, the psychic could pick up this person, was going to do it, maybe, and just go arrest them anyway before they ever did anything. This is already after they've made an action. Whether it's picking this up, go tick, 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 or it's grabbing a bullhorn and screeching and screaming. All action. No thought crime. It is clear action. Once you take an action, that's when you get in trouble. All right. Donald Trump and DHS Secretary Kristi Noem said they are looking at prosecuting CNN for their reporting on an app that allows users to track ICE agents. We're working with the Department of Justice to see if we can prosecute. I don't know if they can. I don't know if they will. Once again, will I be surprised if it is illegal and they don't prosecute? No. I wouldn't be. Prosecute for that, Noem said Tuesday during a visit to Alligator Alcatraz, a migrant detention facility is opening in the Everglades that people are throwing a fit about. But it really isn't that bad. It sounds so horrible. It's got a cool, catchy name. It's a really up-to-date facility. It's got air conditioning, all the stuffs. So, once again, no illegal can be booted. Nope, they want every one of them. They must have them all. Because what they're doing is actively encouraging people to avoid law enforcement. And it's not avoid law enforcement, it's obstruct law enforcement. Fox News, write better. Or if that's her actual quote, she needs to grow a pair. Yep, as a woman, even grow a pair. Why not? We can all do it now. You can say you're a man. Maybe she should say she's a man, so have a pair of balls and just say the word what it is. It's obstruction. Avoid law enforcement activities, operations. We're going to actually go after them and prosecute. You know how if you want a non-crime, you tell these people, you want to avoid law enforcement? ICE people? You want to avoid ICE? Go back to your own country. Done. You've avoided ICE. And no laws were broken. Go home. You've avoided ICE. Problem solved. You won't have a problem. Trump chimed in, but more to air his frustration over recent CNN reporting. Both CNN and New York Times, he likes that fake news for their stories about strikes on Iranian nuclear facilities, blah, 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 blah. Do we even care about that anymore? As far as I'm concerned, that's old news. I'm done with it. And I'm hoping we're done with it. So, hey. And they may very well be prosecuted again because reports of the attack, blah, 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 blah. Okay. But no, I just don't know. I just want this guy here to start prosecuting people for doing stupid shit. You do stupid shit, you should be in trouble for it. Okay, it's 500% in this one. I've seen up to 600% in others. Assault against ICE up 500%. If you are doing that, if you're reporting ICE's location and then they attack, or if you're part of a group that likes to attack these people, also problematic. Usually attacking cops. But once again, I guess we only hold the right to any bad, never the left. Left, let's just loophole, and jump through hoops to make sure we don't do anything. So, just me. So, will I be surprised? Nope. Look at that fancy flooring they put in this ICE detention center. Alligator Alcatraz. I guess they made an alligator skin floor. That's what I got. You are not using your high beams. You are flashing them. That is not illegal. No reply. Actually, in some states, it is illegal to warn somebody of a police officer radaring. Not in all states. In fact, in many states it is not now. But in some states it is still illegal to do so because they consider it obstruction. So, yeah. Not in all states, but some it is still illegal. Yeah. All right. Texan, how do you hold those that say no one is above the law? No law, but you use their position to stay above the law. You get a president, arrest, prosecute, sons. Yeah, I agree, Texan. And as much as I like Trump, yes, I think he's the best president in my life. Yes, I do. But am I going to be a cultist and say, God, Trump is so perfect? No. I think he's taking his foot off the pedal a little bit much, or just so much going on, he's distracted. He needs to put that foot back down on the pedal and really go after this shit. Even though it looks like with the SCOTUS ruling that lefties hated. Wanted to talk about that, but I was going out of town. Well, that SCOTUS ruling, that opens a door. That opens the door besides the one where he can now send these people to any other country. Even if it's not their country of origin, too bad. Bye-bye. We'll send you to Sudan. We'll send you to a war-torn country. Enjoy. That's a good reason not to come here. Not only are we going to send you back right away, we're going to send you to some shithole nowhere near your shithole. We might send you to a shithole worse than yours. That's a good reason not to come. And now that he's got open, all these, a lot of these little injunctions are nipped in the bud. Woof. Oh, the left lost a lot. So I hope Trump puts that foot down on that pedal hard. I mean, really hard. He needs to go to full mass deportations now. 100%. Boot these people, get them out of here. And if I hear one more person bitch and whine, but who's going to pick our crops? Who's going to mow your lawn or wash your car? Same people who used to do it before we brought all the illegals here. We will. Our kids, our husbands, our wives, our friends, whatever. I know some people that would love to own lawn care businesses again or roofing businesses. I know a friend who lost his roofing business because the illegal aliens could undercut him. So, you know what? These people would love to do roofing again, love to do lawn care, love to pick crops. Love to. I did it growing up. But then I got people I know growing up now where I did, and they can't get a job doing that even though they try because the farmers, I'm sorry, I'm going to take a dump a little bit on the farmers here for a second. When a farmer will pay some illegal alien much, much less under the table, no taxes, no nothing, float him light money to do the same job, the farmer's part of the problem. Pay Americans to do the job like they did when I was growing up and even a generation or two after me did. But now, even out in my area, there's a bunch of illegals doing it. I got friends out there with their kids going, can't get the damn jobs we did growing up. Illegals. Not a lick of English going on in them fields. So I'm tired of this crap. Who's going to do this crap? We're all going to die. No. Everybody will have to pay Americans to do it again like we used to. So I'm tired of it. Man, my chat is not updating. I don't even know where my chat's at. Wow. I am way behind in the chat. Okay. CB radio should be illegal as we truckers tell cops. Honestly, by law, in some states, that is technically illegal. Do I agree? Not really. Not really, but I know. I'm just going by what the law says. Have I ever blinked the lights at somebody? Yeah. Do I know I could have gotten in trouble for it where I was at the time I did it? Yeah. Once again, we all take actions. Sometimes there are problems with our actions, guys. There are consequences. So, but we still do them. Same with the lefties. They know there could be consequences. They know they're breaking the law. Too bad. Try to MIC, tell the judge, see how far it gets you. I don't know. Using a horn is not illegal. Laying on the horn is considered. Depends where you're at. Once again, in a couple states, I can't remember which ones, it is illegal to honk your horn, except for certain purposes. It is crazy. I did not know that. I'd have to look it up again. But whoa, I was like, what? And I ran a couple of YouTube videos where a cop stopped somebody, gave him a ticket, for giving a honk to somebody for kind of cutting them off. It's like, what? Just a little beep. Holy shit. Let's see. Supreme Court ruled it is legal. Yes. Yes, we can go after certain things here. Let's see. Google GPS warns people about cops. Yeah, it does. It does. It does, Mr. Miles. I know. But thing is, I guess federally it is legal. So, and a company as big as Google, I don't know how many jurisdictions that want to screw with Google. Hell, we don't even know. We don't even know. What if Google has been ticketed for this crap? I don't know. I never looked it up. Maybe they have, but Google's so big, they're like, whatever. That's so tiny, whatever. But yeah, technically, I guess federally that's legal, but in some states it's not. So, I don't know what they do. Once again, we got a patchwork of some stuff. All right. No cameras on. I said you have to do it outside a 200-foot range. Google is your friend. No law about it protects it if it's for. Cop was in the wrong and ticket got thrown out. Cops are always wrong. Okay, well, probably not. All right. But I don't know. This here, I think it's stupid. I'm getting tired of these people doing this, and I personally think it's time to start arresting them. You're obstructing justice. We had an election. Sit down and shut up and let us do what we voted. Try to win the election next time. That's all I'm going to say. You don't have to agree with me, but it is clear obstruction. Like I said, I was talking to a lawyer in the family, and he's been prosecuted for a long time. He's clear obstruction. He does not know why they're not prosecuting, because he could make clear cases for it. And once again, it's action, not thought. Action. They took an action. But, all right. Google got fined for routing traffic to residential areas. Wow. All right. This big, beautiful bill passes. What do you guys think? What is your opinion on the big, beautiful bill? I still think it, my personal unflip-flopped opinion is as I've said before, I still think it is not as good as we would want, but I do think it is still a modicum of good over bad. I still think it tips the balance towards the good side more than the bad. But yeah, so what do you guys think about the big, beautiful bill? Do you think it'll get through the House again? Senate, I mean, look what we had in the Senate. I would love to see, I think we should be privy to all the negotiations. They should all be on record of what every jackass, POS, jack nugget, GOP, House rep, and senator bitched and moaned about this. Unless you give me a kickback. Every bit of those conversations and negotiations should be on the public record. We should be able to look up what Murkowski or anybody in the GOP who voted against this, what they did. If they got kickbacks for their area over this. If they said, well, I'll only do this if you give me something. I would like every one of those people to be fired, because that, to me, personal opinion, it's an opinion, guys. I find that that's blackmail. That is clear blackmail. Give me this or else. Give me some money or monetary thing, even if it's going over here to my people, which will sooner or later end up back in my pocket. Some of it will. That sounds like blackmail. Sounds a little bit off. But I think we should be privy to every one of those. In this day and age, if our police officers have to wear a body cam, hang on here. Oh, buddy, let's hang on. I'm going to bet most of you guys, okay, be prepared for this one. Let me check Rumble here. I'm being a little lazy on Rumble. I see you guys over there. Thank you on Rumble. Sorry if I'm being lazy. Get ready for thumbs up or thumbs down. I think if we can require or have police officers going around with body cams, I think all of our elected officials representing us should have body cams. Yep. Yep. 100%. They should only be doing business of you and me, for the American people, for this country, with the body cams on. If they're ever caught doing it without, automatic 10 years in jail. Yep. Because if they're going to try to do it without the body cam, if we have them, then you are trying to defraud or screw the American public. So thumbs up. You think they should wear body cams? Or thumbs down? No. I do. 100%. 100%. No reply. Yes, I have no problem doing that, bud. Trust me. I have no problem doing that. I can see the good, like the ICE agents and some of the border stuff and deportation stuff. But yes, there is some bad. Even though I still think Thomas Massey, I disagree with him on this. That's why I don't like libertarians. All right, take a quick listen here.
Oh, thank you. Wow.
Maybe.
Thank you.
Nope, I got to turn it up. Sorry, guys. There it goes. It wasn't triggering my headphones.
Oh, thank you. Wow. Thank you. I'm waiting, listening to these wonderful words, and they are music to my ears, but I was also wondering how we're doing, because I know this is prime time. It shows that I care about you, because I'm here, and I probably should be there. Mm-hmm. But we do care. Thank you very much.
Now, as you guys notice, this night is I got a few things up here, but I'm being heavy on the talking to you guys, and that's kind of what I was wanting to do tonight. Now, I see you guys are talking about what's bad. Now, yes, we can talk about the good. The immigration stuff is huge. There's good tax cuts in it. Trump is right about if these tax cuts didn't come through, the tax increases about to hit us would be insanely huge. But the bad. Okay. Body cams that are public record and people can access. Yes, 100%. In fact, Jay Watterson, I'm going to go one farther, and I'm going to bet you're going to like this one. You ready? It's not always wrong, but sorry, I'm trying to catch up on what you guys thought about it's trash. I don't think it's trash, Jay Watterson. I think it's got more good than bad. Is it where I want it? No. Do I like what's being stripped out by the GOP pieces of crap? No. But I still think it edges on the good over the bad. My opinion. Good it passed, made them work more than... Yeah. Now, no reply. That's a good one. I'm going to give you a reply. Because, yeah, this is the most I've seen. You're right. Dude, this is the most our Congress has had to work in a long time, and they hate it. You know they hate it. Democrat and Republican alike do not like working, and they are having to actually work. So that's a good point. So, yeah. Now, the body cams. Let me get back to the body cams. Okay. Go with me on this. I think you're going to like this. I really do. Not only should they all be wearing body cams, but whatever state they're from should have a 24-hour airing channel that shows it. Shows that cam. Those channels are cheap now. It should be uploading to YouTube. How's that? Each of them, their body cam automatically go and upload to YouTube. And when they're offline, off work at night, it just replays the day. Could you imagine the people would sit and watch that? These assholes wouldn't be able to get away with crap. Somebody would be there watching going, hey! Yeah, the people in North Carolina would be watching their dude. The people in Illinois would be watching their dude. Oh, yeah. That would be freaking amazing. Now that would be a government of the people, by the people, and for the people right there. Because our reps up there would actually have to represent us. Not this bullshit. And you'd have, it would be great to see it live. To watch them say this crap and do this crap. And by the way, when these guys are up on TV proselytizing, making these great speeches, if you pull back on the camera, halftime they're the only one standing there, or almost nobody's in there. It's timed. They each get some time to stand up while nobody's there and just talk and act like they're doing something. So yeah, I like body cams accessible. Once again, Records Act, it must be saved, and it should be on YouTube, Rumble, whatever. A 24-hour like C-SPAN in every state. That's all there is. Bunny, what is up? Feel like a mushroom in a dark room. What the hell? But come on, you guys, you gotta agree with me. Wouldn't that be that's the way it should be? We should have to go look it up. It should be airing live. When they are on duty, man, whew, it's like punching a clock, or hell, these things have tracking. They just walk through a doorway and the little signal goes bing and the camera's on. If they're ever caught doing business in a restaurant or at night or whatever, 10 years in jail. That's just me, though. All right. Yeah. Let's see. I know some of you really aren't liking me. Some of you are. But I'm a little more extreme than Trump. I am tired. I am but tired. So many people in this country working so hard, and we're always getting the shaft. All right. So, no reply. You want to talk about what's bad? Throw in the chat what you think is bad after you say what you thought of my idea with those cameras. But yeah, body cams are a public record, 100%. What is bad in the bill that you do not like? I know what I don't like. I don't like that the NFA didn't get fully repealed. That pisses me off. They reduced the tax a little, but you still have to inform if you're carrying a short barrel rifle or short barrel shotgun across borders. I think the NFA should have been gone, and also the Medicare for illegals should have been scrapped. Problem is, once again, the GOP will not wield power. You think it's a coincidence the Senate was tied and that JD had to come in there? No, it was not a coincidence. It was 100% planned. You had Democrat and GOP talking to each other. Hey, how about this? Yeah, if you vote no, yeah, I'm going to do this. We'll get it right to 50-50 so we all can just say whatever. Nope. That was a setup. It's theater, and that's all there is to it. If anything, that should show you guys it is 100% uniparty establishment. So, yeah, I am pissed about the Medicare crap. It reduces the reimbursement to states that are giving medical care and insurance, whatever, to illegals, but not much. It only reduces 10 to 15% or 10 to 20%. That's it. It should be a 0%. You want these sanctuary states to stop? Hit them in the wallet. Hit that wallet. You say 0. We will reimburse you 0. California, Illinois. Yep, I live there. New York, Colorado, whatever. If you want to give this to the illegals, you want to give them insurance, all this bullshit, it's on your dime. You watch that shit end quick. You watch that shit end real fast when the taxpayers in those states go, what do you mean? Whoa. Federal government ain't going to bail us. Whoa. Federal government ain't going to bail us out. We have to pay for this? Crap, our taxes are already high as hell. Can you imagine New York and California if no reimbursement? If that Medicaid, once again, just made illegal also, and let alone all the reimbursements from all the other medical crap? These states would stop. I'd give them a month. 30 days and that shit would stop. Because the people in these states, lefties or not, would be going, shit. They would be throwing a bigger fit than when all the illegals got dumped into their cities. Imagine all these illegals in their cities, and now they have to pay every penny. What they're doing now is breaking these cities. Imagine if it was every penny. No Medicare, Medicaid, any medical, any other Social Security crap, whatever, all paid by that state. Or that city. Done. 30 days, max. End of it. You would have lefties screeching about deportation like they were before Trump got elected. They would be screeching it again. Trump would have the even bigger backing for deportations en masse. I think so. No reply. Getting it to 50-50 was crazy. Yeah, once again, it was set up. It's political damned theater. It's like when you watch a Gordon Ramsay show, and 99% of the time when they do these challenges, it always comes out to a tiebreak. Always comes out to a tiebreak. Not always. Okay, about 90% of the time, you see some challenge, it comes out to a tiebreak when they're doing cooking with their meals. It's tied 3-3, tiebreak. And that's the way this was. To me, it was pure setup. It was BS and a setup. What I think is they're waiting for the Diddy verdict to actually pass the bill. So the Diddy news overtakes the 24-hour news cycle of the bill passing. Oh my God. The Diddy verdict is what our government's waiting for. Wouldn't that just be, you know what? I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised. But I don't know. Because I'll tell you what, right now, whether you like the bill or not, Trump and his admin are still proud of it. I don't think he cares about it being covered up. In fact, I don't think Trump wants it covered up. I think Trump wants to crow about it. I do. And I'm saying there is some good. The immigration stuff and the taxes stuff is good. It is actually very good. But if I had to give it a score on a 1 to 10 scale, I'm going to give it a 6. 6 out of 10. But, hang on to me here. But that's compared to most bills where you and I are just taking the absolute shaft at a 3 out of 10 or maybe a 4 out of 10 max. I'll take limping across that 5 line. It's not perfect, but honestly, I don't think we can expect much more from Trump. The man pushes hard. He works hard. He does a lot. Now, if we had GOP members who had as much balls as he did, they would be codifying all the stuff he's done into law. They'd be doing stuff. And Mike Johnson, I'm sorry, Mike Johnson's an asshole. Mike Johnson has brought to the floor of the House, I think it's over 100 Democrat bills. No, you should say, screw you, Democrats. Right now, we're going to be codifying this stuff and doing stuff for the GOP. We have the power. Shut the hell up and sit down. We're going to do our bills. But he doesn't. He's doing nothing on purpose. This is the GOP. We have power. Oh, shit, we don't want to use it. And also political theater. Most of them hate Trump, too. So they are doing everything possible to drag their feet and be do-nothings. And then they're going to come ask you to reelect them. Remember this. Mike Johnson's brought over 100 bills, I believe it is, from the Democrats to the floor. He has not brought anywhere near that from Trump. Yeah. Mike Johnson's a piece of shit. So I don't think it's anything to do with Diddy. I think it's funny. It's funnier than hell. But I don't think it has anything to do with Diddy because Trump is proud of this. And honestly, if I got to look at it from his point of view, from Trump's point of view, he has busted his ass to even get this. Once again, I don't think it's great. I think it limps across that center line barely. But compared to the average bills are a 3 or a 4 for you and me out of a 10, I'll take the 6 for once. Which is where I have problems with libertarians like Massey. I applaud his integrity, but I also can say, dude, you can drag your integrity till you screw the country or screw a lot of us. I'm tired of it. It's not good. It's not great. But sorry, maybe take a net positive. It's a small net. So yeah. And by the way, guys, I haven't asked. Do me a favor. Please hit thumbs up for the stream. I do appreciate it. It'd be very nice if you could do so. All right, let's see here. But no, I don't think it's that great. Just because I say I'm glad it moved along. My problem is, do you think the House people are going to pass it? Or do you think more shit's going to get stripped out of it that's good? That's what worries me right there. I'm afraid more stuff's going to get stripped out. And that really, I don't like that. All right. 9 people watching and 4 thumbs ups. Come on, guys. Pop those for me. I'm not asking much. I'm not even asking you to subscribe. If you're here and you haven't subscribed, hey, just give me a thumbs up. I mean, come on. I took the poll. You guys voted. That's why I came on tonight. So, yeah. So at least deserve the thumbs up for listening to you. All right. So, come on, guys. You want to talk about what's bad? Post some more in the chat that's bad. Let me know what you do not like. Feel free. So, now this is political theater right here. Yay, no. Yeah. And by the way, when can we start calling some of these rhinos what they are? Democrats. They are. They're Democrats. A lot of libertarians. I'm sorry. Libertarians, whenever something goes wrong, who do they end up helping? Libertarians, whenever they disagree, they end up helping the Democrats. And I do not like that. Well, we're not going to vote for this because it's not everything we want. Okay, that's great. You just help the Democrats again. Somehow, when the libertarians don't like something or don't agree, it always helps the Democrats. They never do well, we're going to do this, something that'll just help the Republicans. It's weird how that works. So, I never understood it. So, let me know. What do you guys not like about this bill? What do you find the worst, most egregious problem with it? And do you think maybe, like I do, that libertarians need to pull their heads out of their asses and stop somehow, whatever they disagree, when they have a kerfuffle in there, I have to stand up for what I believe. It always helps the Democrats. I'm sorry, guys. I know you want this perfect bill. You want spending to be in the black. You want everything down to zero. You think one bill should cover everything and it's just all going to get done. So you're going to have Gandalf. Gandalf the white, not the gray. You need the white, the powerful. Yeah, white's powerful. You're going to need Gandalf the white to stand up and throw a spell on easily half of Congress and government officials to get your magic, I want everything or else bill through. It's not going to happen. So libertarians need to pull their heads out of their asses and once in a while take a small win in the right direction instead of demanding the full win. Just saying. Rats. Ooh, very nice. Rats. Republicans against Trump. I've not heard that one. That's, unless one of you used it in the chat before, maybe. No, I don't think so. But yeah, very nice. Come on, stupid thing. Sorry, my laptop there tried to give me a pop-up. Let me see here. What is that? Oh, who cares? No changes? Okay. Yeah, but okay. Let me see here. Hang on. I will pull that up. Oh, good grief. Maybe I will. Well, you guys enjoyed that. All right, let me get back here to you guys. Boing. Boing. And boom. Move over. I don't think it makes a difference, but I'm going to do it anyway. All right. Boink. And all right, Jay Watterson just posted this, and I looked it up. Nick Sorter, good choice, by the way. I don't always agree with Nick, but I do follow Nick a lot. And if you guys been on my streams, you've seen I've used a lot of Nick Sorter. Just in, no changes are expected to the One Big Beautiful Bill before it hits House floor tomorrow, per Republican sources in Capitol Hill. Remember, these are the same Republican sources that don't always back Trump. They'll be pushing to pass the One Big Beautiful Bill as is to get it on Trump's desk ASAP. Jay Watterson, thank you for the link. You guys can send links. I do check it over on my other computer because just in case, I'm covering my butt. I'm not saying you're going to do something wrong, but there's rules when you're streaming on YouTube, and I got to watch it. Not on Rumble, though. How you guys doing on Rumble? Thank you for stopping in. I do see you over there, and I check on you. But no, my thing is, I do think Trump would love to have this to sign before the 4th. Oh, I think he would just love to be on his desk. My problem is, do I believe they're going to do it? And hey, one of you guys in the chat was saying, this is the most I've seen Congress work right here. Were you guys reading this? Nope. Great minds think alike. This is really the most I've seen Congress work in my lifetime. Next order, don't get used to it. Yeah, no kidding. This is only because Trump is driving them. Trump is pushing, and Trump will go out and shame even the GOP when they dick around. We've seen him do it. Trump will go out and go, hey, Lisa Murkowski's a jackass. He'll say not quite like that, but you know what I mean? He'll go after Mike Johnson. He'll go after whoever else, you know? Do I think he does it enough? Nope. But does he do it? Yep. And are they used to this? Nope. They don't like it. He drives them. And without his power, his presence, his push, and his approval by the people right now, I think they would be obstructing him even more. And I mean even the right would be obstructing him even more. But they know he does have a mandate and the people like what he's doing. Once again, Trump won this election by much more than we are told. Because the census, they screwed up in the census. Somehow they only screwed up in Democrat states. Look that shit up. The Democrat states had a lot more electoral college votes this last election than they should have. So Trump's win was actually much larger than it looks. They already know they screwed up. They know they screwed up by how much. They know it was all the lefty states. But they refused to correct it before this election. Oh, we'll do it in 2030. When we do the new census, then we'll add up our mess up here and we'll throw that on there too and fix everything. No, you knew how much you messed up. It should have been done before this election. Trump's win would have been even bigger. It would have shown the actual numbers, how much he won by. And that's with all the media against him, taking shots at him, everything else. All the lawfare, the lies, people still think he molested that crazy lady. I mean, come on. It's nuts. Jay Watterson, though, they're trying to, but if there are no changes, why would I have to go back to the House? Because I think that's right here. Because the Senate amended it. Yep. I don't know, because the Senate did more damage to this than anything. And everybody was saying the Senate was going to be the problem. And right here, screw the 2A community again, 100%. They did not do all the 2A stuff. A lot of that got stripped out. And that is crap. And Doge AI here. Good grief. The one big beautiful bill's rush passage mirrors DC's broken system. 1,000 pages of loopholes and deficit bombshells disguised as reform. You know what? We always have that with bills. Once again, you cannot only look at the bad. You got to look at the fact that for me, reading through it and looking at all the bad, now I've cussed about some of the crap that's still in there, some of the crap they pulled out that shouldn't have been pulled out. I've cussed, but I still think it limps across that line for a net good for us. Not a net great. Hey, how about this? How about a net meh? I'll take a net meh. If it'd been a 7 out of 10, I'd call that a good. It's a meh at what I call a 6. But that's still, a meh is better than the absolute cornholing we always get from the normal bills that go through from either party, the 3 or 4 for you and me. So, yeah. I agree. Matt, here, they're going to have a bigger hill to push the 2A committee. They say goodbye to the 2A committee. Don't include the Hearing Protection Act. Yes. The silencer should be put in there. The Short Barrel Act, so the NFA, so people can stop having to worry about transporting these things. Yeah, I'm done with this. I agree, it's going to be a big deal. Midterms are bad for the GOP, and I think, all right. Get your tinfoil out. Get your tinfoil hat out. You ready? grab the tinfoil. Might want to put a couple layers on. Do you think maybe the GOP and Democrats planned this? Once again, it's theater. What happens? The GOP don't want Trump to succeed. They want Trump to succeed just a little more than Democrats do. Only because they think they can gain power off of riding Trump's coattails. They don't like him either because he comes in and makes them all look stupid. The guys have been there 20, 30, 40 years. Elect me one more time. I'll get something done. I'll keep fighting. Trump comes in and shows it's all a lie. They could do tons of shit daily if they wanted to. They don't. He makes them look like assholes. So you think maybe it's theater? So now the GOP's purposely going to do shit that's going to get them out of the midterms, get the Dems back involved, and then they can stalemate Trump. And then Republicans go, well, we didn't do that. That's my tinfoil hat conspiracy. So yeah. So only a partial and temporary reduction on taxes for tips, overtime, and promise. Yeah, but at least during Trump's presidency. Once again, not great, but something in the positive. So yeah. Over 1 million illegal immigrants going to continue their free health care. That I don't like. But up here, right here, he's being stupid. I will take even a temporary reduction on taxes and tips and overtime. I'll take a small positive. This one down here is a total negative. I'm honest. Right here, total negative. Right here, at least some positive. So, yeah. The Senate, everybody knew the Senate was going to be the biggest clusterfuck. Didn't you guys? I mean, come on. What do you think? Did you think the Senate was going to be the clusterfuck on this? I did. Yeah. The Senate are a bunch of assholes. I'm sorry. As much as people, House of Reps are a bunch of pricks. They are. But the assholes in the Senate are much worse. Much, much worse. ACB, yeah, line by line. Well, I wish our presidents had line item veto power. I do. I know the court said they can't do that. It can't be done. But I don't see how. I didn't see how they got where they were going with their ruling. The only way to fix these stupid big bills is a line item veto. And I think any president should have one. If he vetoes a line, and then the Senate, whatever, the Senate and House, whatever, Congress wants to go back over it and see if they can overrule him, fine. But I want that president to have a line item veto, because a line item veto will also make have the president do some more work. He'll be looking for shit he wants to pull out to make himself look good. Tell me Trump wouldn't, man. He'd be digging through that if he had line item veto going, here's what I found. I found this and pulled it out. Can't do Trump, no matter what I do. So I think he'd be using that to make himself look even better. Hey, good. Good for him, good for us. But since he doesn't have it, they lower the tax stamp to 0. So if they can lower it, then they can raise it in the future. Yeah, I agree. I agree, Jay Watterson. Yep. You won't get a flip or a flop or a flop flip from me on that one. I agree. I don't like it. It should just be gone. NFA should have been done, ended. And they took out almost all the stuff. The Hearing Protection Act better stay in. And I am tired of leftards who think, oh my God, we can't have somebody with a gun going, oh my God. And I got to ask a question. Why not? Why can't a gun be quiet? Doesn't change what you're doing with it. The bad guys with the loud ones go bang, bang, bang. Don't care that it makes bang, bang, bang noises. Why can't we have them go instead? But it doesn't do that. Lefties actually think, oh my God, you screw this thingy on. You can't hear the gun anymore. It's like, did you hear that? No. Oh my God, it's scarier. No. All it does, it's still loud, but it at least makes it so you don't bang your ears out when you go shooting. People are stupid. They really think, re-eat. Yep, that's what they think. Maybe on a .22 pistol, you'll get that. But you go and screw something on my 9mm or my 40, it ain't gonna be going. But at least if your hearing protection ain't up, you may not be ringing for the next hour. So, yeah. So, no, Jay Watterson, you won't get any disagreement from me on that at all. No. And I've heard other people talk about it. A couple of 2A people were like pissed. All right, Buckle Bunny. No reply. The Social Security found that I have scoliosis and still said no. Since then I have, all right, wow. Constricting my hands into the palms. Oh. Well, you know what, Bunny? Maybe typing on here, being the keyboard warrior you are, might help. I knew somebody with that, and by doing stuff with their fingers sometimes, and they gave them typing exercises. I'm not sure if that would help or not, but that's what they did for him. Gave him typing exercises. He was supposed to type and do a lot of shit. And it seemed to help, but everybody's different. Oh, yes, Bunny, thank you. Yes, guys, please do me a favor and at least give me a like for coming on late. All right, let me see where I'm at here. We're about an hour 10. I'm not going to be the longest stream tonight. We will be out of here in 2 hours or under. I have a long day today, and I got a long day tomorrow, and I have a cat that's attacking me. Don't say it, Jay Watterson. Don't do it. Because I think he's learning what F11 means. Hi, buddy. Why don't you get up on the couch, lay behind there? Oh, let's see. Urbexy, the quieter ones are less lethal. Slower, yes. I know that, Urbexy. Have you ever tried telling a lefty that? All the lefty does is, I'm talking about an American lefty here, all they think is, it goes, that's it, no noise. They watch movies and TV go, oh my God, it's quiet. Now, then you try telling them that's not what a gun actually sounds like. Anyway, the boom, boom. No, it's not a boom, boom. The deep bass punch sound of a bullet shooting in a movie or TV show. Try telling them that's not real. Brought a guy who, this is years ago, brought a guy I knew over to shoot at my parents' house one time. Oh, I hated guns and that. It's like, you ever try one? You ever see what they're like? The first time one went off, even with the earplugs in, he's like, what the hell? That's not how guns sound. I'm like, where are you getting at? Oh, I watch tons of, I'm a big action movie fan. So what is it? You hate guns, but you love watching movies and TV shows with them? But he was weirded out by the sound, did not realize firearms sounded that way. Because he watches TV shows and movies only. Same people. Silencer. That's what they think. Let's see. Are the laser guns any good? Which laser guns? Which laser guns, Bunny? We ain't got any yet, but I would love to have them. Dude, I grew up watching G.I. Joe. They were shooting lasers. Where are our laser guns? Where's my hover car? Yes, Jay Watterson. 100%. Mr. Miles, hey, buddy. Take care. Feel free to come here and vent, man. Honestly, I have no problem with that. I bet nobody else here has a problem with that. I've mentioned my health problems or some of my challenges before. We've all got challenges, buddy. But hey, take care of yourself. Think of yourself for a while, bud. Really. Really think of yourself. Take care of you. Do for you for right now. And look out for yourself, bud. But thank you, Mr. Miles. Talk to you later, my friend. And hopefully things get a little better for you. But Jay Watterson, silencer is a misnomer. Suppressor is better. 100%. And the funny thing is I hear a lot of 2A channels still call them silencers. Yes, you're right. They should call them suppressors. But I'm calling it what the lefties think it is. Silencer! Every time I do that, Jaxie looks up. Initiate Operation Keyboard and Sick Ankles. Actually, he's bumping pretty hard down here. He's looking up at me right now. He's right there. All right, so railguns are cool. Low ammo cost, and they fire steel washers. Actually, railguns will fire a lot of stuff. Electromagnetic. Come on. Does anybody remember the movie? Come on, come on. What movie had some really cool electromagnetic guns? They just shoot steel rods at like the speed of sound. Or above that. Hypersonic speeds or something. It's like, whoa. Or, yeah. Remember that movie? Come on, what movie was it? Let me know if you remember that. had these really cool, and they could even had X-ray, could kind of see through walls a little. So let me know if you remember the movie. Put it in the chat. I'm not going to say it right now. No, Mr. Miles. No, 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 no. I do not think of you that way. I do not think of anybody having problems that way. Like I said, I've had my own, and dude, you've got claws. Thank you. Good grief. Dude, you are not getting up. Oh, come here. Hi. Are you having fun? This is my insufferable boy. You're a turd. You're a tuxedo turd. What are you... Oh, my God. He wants something. He's not this lovable all the time. I'll get you a snack when I'm done. Big dog, want to say hi? There you go. Ah, steady boy. You remember. Come on. Come on. It is the Bambi remake from Forest to Plate. Oh, my God. Eraser. Jay Watterson got it. Riker's passed out on the couch behind here. He's down here passed out on the couch. CN call it a flash hider? Really? Did they? No. No. Ooh, he's purring. And he's making out with it. Dude, you're warm and you got claws. All right, I'm going to put you down. There you go. Good grief. Yep, it's Eraser. It's Eraser. Yep, that was a good movie, too. Just dumb fun. But that was cool. Little rail guns. Just shoot steel rods. Hard enough. That was crazy cool. We have some of our U.S. Navy ships have rail guns. That's crazy. Could you imagine them pulling that out in a real war or something and using rail guns on somebody, or the ship-mounted lasers? That's the good thing about having nuclear-powered ships. You can power a laser, an actual laser. That's cool as hell. They advertise them here on the internet. They are shaped like guns. They shock you. Oh, you mean tasers, not laser. You mean taser or Burna? No, tasers can shock you. Yeah, you mean taser. I'm thinking is tasers are not legal in all states, I believe. Not for civilians. I think in most states they are legal. But some of them work. But if anybody's ever watched a Tough Mudder competition, where as part of it you're actually crawling through watery mud or water, and you got these little dangly things that zap you, some people go right through those, getting zapped by them all and nothing. Others, done. That's the way tasers work. Watch a lot of police videos. You'll see some people get tased 2-3 times, not going down. And they're not drunk, they're not high, just not going down. Other people, one little bzzt and poof. So they don't always work. That's what I don't like about tasers, and that's what I don't like about Burna. I know a lot of people are touting these Burnas, including even Judge Janine Pirro touts the Burna. It shoots this pepper ball or this little hard ball. I'm sorry. If anybody's watched the Antifa riots, these guys are shooting not just those big rounds. They shoot some smaller rubber rounds that hit these people hard. And they keep coming. They'll shoot pepper balls at them. They keep coming. I'm sorry. I'm not trusting my ass to a Burna. I am trusting my ass to a Walther. I'm trusting my ass to a Smith. I'll trust my ass to a Beretta, not a Burna. Oh, no, you're fine, buddy. Yeah, buddy, that was my Jaxie cat. Actually, he's still sitting here. Pepper's upstairs sleeping on my wife. So, yes, our cats are named Pepper and Jax. Pepper Jax. But, yeah, the tasers are useful for some people. They are dangerous sometimes. Watch enough police videos, you'll see 2 or 3 cops tasering somebody and it's not doing it. Some people... just like anything else, it doesn't do it for them. It's a very iffy thing, and any police officer out there will tell you it's iffy. And so are those Burnas. Like I said, those Burnas, look them up if you don't know what they are. Burna. Here, let me show you. And some of you may not know what a Burna is. I'm not sure I'm spelling it right here. Oh, come on. I'm spelling it wrong. There it is. Burn a firearm. It's supposed to be legal in all 50 states because it's not an actual firearm. So what this thing is this. Oh, good grief. They call it a pistol launcher because, yeah, it's a pistol launcher because it's CO2 powered, and when you pull the trigger, that's when it punctures the CO2 tank, and it fires either a pepper round or a hard rubber round or something. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm not trusting my ass to that. I know for a fact bullets work. These things, I consider these almost as iffy. Maybe not as iffy, almost as iffy as using a taser as your only defense. No. When you have people in these riots we all watched getting sprayed and hammered with pepper spray and all types of crap at much bigger capacities as though Burna thing's going to hold, and they keep coming, nope, I ain't trusting it. And you're seeing people take heavy rubber rounds, not just the big rounds, the heavy rubber shotgun rounds or sandbag rounds, and they're still coming, this thing is not going to do it. Oh, I know they work for some people, Bunny. They really do. Tasers do work, but I'm not trusting this thing. A proven self-defense defense operation for a dangerous world. Yeah, I mean, what do you guys think? Less lethal launchers. That, I do not sure if somebody's trying to lethal me, if I need to be going less. Because less lethal, to me, this right here, good grief. Okay, or not. There. To me, those two words right there put my life at risk. If I am at the point where I feel the need that I would have to defend my life, I want to make sure I can defend my life or my family's. That phrase right there means there is more of a chance I cannot defend mine or my family's. I don't like that. What do you guys think? Have you ever heard of these? So, Jay Waters, I'd rather use bear spray. Yeah, me too, honestly. Bear spray hits harder than these. I'm going to say it will. Yeah, I'm going to say it will. Yep. But yeah, if you guys have never run into these, I don't think I want my life depending on something that uses less lethal. When it comes to that point, yeah, none of us want to off anybody. None of us want to. But if it comes down to your life, I don't know how much you're going to be going, he's trying to lethal me, I'm going to use this less lethal. I'm sure that'll be as effective. By the way, they never will tell you, at least I've never seen them when I've been on here, never will they tell you it's as effective as a Walther or a Smith & Wesson. Nope. That worries me because if I'm in that situation, I want something that is that equal to or better than my Walther or Smith or Springfield or whatever, Beretta or anything else. So, yeah. I don't see where they say that we are as good as those. So just me. All right. But yeah, I'm with you on the bear spray. Purring or just on fast idle? Rexy asked about Jaxie. Yeah. I don't know. And now he's just laying on the floor. He's waiting for me. He's threatening me. He wants a snack. That's his silent threat. He's like, you will get up and you will trip on me, and then you will be hurting for not feeding me. Nope, let me know what you guys think about the Burna if you've ever run into them before. All right, let me check on Grumble. I see you guys on Rumble. Thank you very much. Please hit thumbs up while you're over there. Appreciate it. All right. So, we're going to move on to something I'm hoping we can agree on. And then we'll move on to a couple little things and be out of here. But what do you guys think of this? DOJ announces plans to prioritize cases to revoke citizenship. What do you think? And I'm betting, you miss Remus still? How long has it been now, Paul? Man, you had that cat a long time, bud. I know how it feels, bud, losing animals. Tell you what, it's the worst thing about having them is most of the time we're going to outlive them, and it sucks. And considering we have 5 right now, that's 5 areas of suck coming up someday. 5 sucks coming up. Still worth it. I ain't going to tell him that. All right, so guys, what do you think of this? DOJ announces plans, and by the way, it's been okayed. They can do this. The Supreme Court, this is part of their thing. He can do this. Announces plans to prioritize cases of revoke citizenship. You got the left out there going, oh my God, see, we told you he's going to be booting citizens. Nope. It's people who got their citizenship illegally by lying. You know, like this bitch. Come on, some of you had to see this coming. I was going to pull that up. This is the Minnesota State Rep that here on video, admitted her family lied to gain citizenship. She admits she is an illegal alien in the Minnesota State House. And you imagine how many times she signed paperwork. I attest under penalty of law that I am an American citizen to get that job. I'm going to bet no less than 5,000 times. I'd say even if it's 100, that's 100 felonies she committed. And then she's voted. She voted in Minnesota elections. You have to be a citizen. I looked it up. She's voted in presidential elections. You have to be a citizen. Looked it up. Which we all knew about the presidential one. I had to make sure Minnesota had something stupid. But yeah, so how many times in her lifetime has she voted for president? I'd say 4 times. There's 4 more felonies. How many times has she voted for anybody in anything in her state? Let's say 10 times. There's another 10 felonies. So, you know, this woman has committed at least, I'd say, 400 felonies. Right there. Voting fraud. Felonies. Let alone the other of being illegal. So I am all for this because this lady right here is who they're talking about. And I'm hoping they do this to this chick. I am tired of this crap. Prioritize case of revoked citizenship. And I chose NPR for a reason. I knew they're going to get scurvy with this. The Justice Department is aggressively prioritizing efforts to strip some Americans of their U.S. citizenship. Yeah, ones who lied. Like Twatzilla here. Lied. Defrauded American people. Illegally voted in elections. Boot her. Remove her citizenship since she clearly says, her own words, she's an illegal alien. Let's refresh for you guys. Whoops. Boom.
Because his mother had died, my father, as the one processing the paperwork, put my grandmother down as his mother. And so I am illegal in this country. My parents are illegal here in this country. Because his mother had died, my father, as the one processing the paperwork, put my grandmother down as his mother.
So she is talking and admitting right now how her parents committed fraud against our immigration system. Admits she's an illegal. Why is she not in cuffs before this is over? Let alone still in the Minnesota State House.
And so I am illegal in this country. My parents are illegal here in this country. Because his mother...
Yeah. So she should be arrested. That's why I keep this in here. Until this chick is removed from office and arrested and deported, I'm going to keep hammering on about this. Every time Democrats, they don't vote. Not only did she vote, she is in one of our states, Congress, State House, State Legislature. She's passed laws against American citizens. She's helped vote for presidents. Want to bet who she voted for in 2024? Just saying. Go look her voting record up Minnesota. Anything that's going to help an illegal, she's always voting for. Maybe an American citizen there wouldn't be doing that. This is stupid. So that's what this here is supposed to address. Department leadership is directing its attorneys to prioritize denaturalization in cases involving naturalized citizens who committed certain crimes, including fraud and lying about it and being here illegally. You defrauded our system. That sounds like it to me. Commit certain crimes and giving U.S. attorneys wider discretion on when to pursue this tactic. How about when you are on camera admitting your mother and father defrauded, that they're illegals, you're an illegal, and you've committed hundreds of felonies on paperwork and voting? How about that? And you know, if there's her, how many more are out there? How many more? I'm going to say there's no effing way in our federal government and all of our state governments that she is the only one. She's just the only one stupid enough to stand up here and say it. I mean, this is how bad the lefties are, especially in states like Minnesota. There's never any type of comeuppance for this crap. There's no prosecution. She feels comfortable to just say this. And the very fact she's still there. No wonder she feels comfortable. Yeah. The move is aimed at U.S. citizens who are not born in the country. I don't care if they were born here. If your mommy and daddy were illegal and they lied to be here, lied to our system and made themselves into citizens when they weren't, then they screwed and had you. Those are two non-citizens having an illegal child here. Bye-bye. Done. Gone. Bye. Get out. At least one person has already been denaturalized in recent weeks. On June 13th, a judge ordered the revocation of the citizenship of Elliot Duke, who uses they-them pronouns. Duke is an American military veteran, originally from the UK. Back to you, Rebexy. Who was convicted for distributing child prawn. Yeah. Something they later admitted, Elliot, you're getting one or another. He. I'm not doing this they. You'll get to be one person. You don't get to be a plurality. I hate that crap. If you want to be a trans person or whatever, you get one. You don't get to, I'm a they, them. No, you get to be a one. Any more than one is called schizophrenia, a multiple personality disorder. So you get one. And it's not Zim Zer. Duke is, yeah, so something they admitted they were doing prior to becoming a U.S. citizen, which is even worse. Get off me, NPR. I already pay for you. So, why not? I mean, do you guys going to feel bad about this? That people like this Dumbo here? Think about this, though. This takes me off to no end. She has lied hundreds, if not thousands of times on state and federal documents that say right on them, I, under penalty of law, whatever, say I'm a citizen of America with all the rights thereof and everything else. She lied. So yeah, this is stupid. All right. Slippery slope might not want to open that Pandora box if you do denaturalize citizens. But Jay Watterson, she's not, and I don't care. No, I'm done with this slippery slope shit. Because that right there is the very reason nothing good ever gets done. Somebody goes, whoop, slippery slope, and then Republicans cower in fear and never do anything. Democrats, though, do not give a shit about slippery slopes. They arrested Trump's lawyers for doing nothing. It's in our Constitution. You have the right to a lawyer. You have a right for them to defend you. Hell, it's in the bar. They have to defend you even if they think you're guilty. It's stupid. They arrested his lawyers. They tried to steal his property. No slippery slope ever slows a lefty. So if you are going to be the only one worrying about a slippery slope, you will lose every time. Sooner or later, you will always lose. If we are following the law, this woman admits she is illegal. She admits her parents are illegal. Gone. And I don't care. If you are a child diddler, you came here, you immigrated here, and you're a child diddler, we should all send you back. I'm not going to play slippery slope anymore. We cannot. Every time only one side plays the, slippery slope, you will lose. That's why this country has been moving left forever. The lefties, as soon as they're in power, they push. And what do the Republicans do? Now slow down, you Democrats. Don't go too fast. When the Republicans are in power, what do? Now slow down, Democrats. Don't go too fast. While we keep dragging that way. The Republicans will never stand up and just worry about you and me and doing what's right over the slippery slope. Sooner or later, we have to push back as hard or we will automatically lose. And that's where we're at. Change his pronouns was and gone. Yeah, 100%. Think Musk will get deported? No, he ain't going to get deported. Trump don't even know anything about it. You can tell by the way Trump answered. He answered when somebody asked him about it. He goes, I'll look into that. Means he don't know crap about what's going on. He wasn't thinking about deporting. He just made a funny statement, whatever. Then everybody runs with it serious. He's not going to deport Musk. You know what was going on between him and Elon. Come on. Trump knows what Musk brings to this country, whether they're getting along or not. He knows he's still a businessman. So no, he's not going to deport Musk. Not at all. Yeah. No, Musk won't move. He has like 12 kids here. Yeah, no kidding. He's doing his part to repopulate. Yeah, no kidding. He's got kids everywhere. There's too much lag. I've got it set on low latency, bud. I've got it set on low latency. Could be worse. Yeah, try it on Rumble. Rumble's even worse. I mean, I've seen, when I end my stream here and I flip back over on this one and watch, YouTube ends not too long after. Rumble still goes for minutes. It's crazy. No reply. Kamala Harris is a natural born citizen. Both her parents were in America on student visas when she was born here. Yep. But we removed actual citizens who didn't lie and do scurvy shit in the past. There is a law and a mechanism to do so. I'm not playing slippery slope. I'm playing what's the law. If the law allows this, then yes, for certain horrendous humans, like ones who are screwing with kids or doing other insane shit, yeah, go away, go back, go. We've booted actual born here American citizens in the past. So yeah, McCarthy era, they did that stuff. Denaturalization has happened throughout this country in the past. It's happened in other countries. We used to call it, remember we used to call it back in the olden days? When he got booted out of the village? Yeah, you can never come back. Same thing. Nothing new. No birthright citizenship. Now, birthright citizenship is insane. Birthright citizenship is nuts. The 14th Amendment, as we've talked about in this stream before, the 14th Amendment was never, ever supposed to cover birthright citizenship for illegals. It's stated by those guys that wrote it, not for illegal aliens, and the very fact that we don't let somebody on vacation here, and yes, I know the Chinese are doing that thing, they found a loophole, well, not a legal one, but that's why every Tom, Dick, Harry, and Jane coming over here on vacation, their kid is born here is not an American citizen. Once again, but we do it for illegals. If Consuela limps across that border 9.9999 months pregnant, gets a foot across, has the baby, American. That is not what they meant. They clearly say it, and they clearly put under the jurisdiction thereof of the government of the United States of America. They knew the abuse. They wrote about the abuse this could be. The very fact that our courts ever ruled this was legal means they went right against the actual amendment and the framers of that amendment. So our court had its head right up its robed ass. So yeah. Elon needs to chill. Elon is yeah, oof. You might know this, but SpaceX had to pay a flight attendant $250. Well, I'm not going to automatically believe that unless I'd have to see a lot of evidence for it, because a lot of rich and famous people, come on, look what happened with Trump with E. Jean Carroll. But if you look up E. Jean Carroll said the head of CBS at one time did that to her too. She's gone after and said tons of rich, famous CEOs have interfered with her in the bed ways, if you know what I mean. Yeah. She has accused multiple rich and powerful men of doing this to her over the years. She's a wackadoo, in my opinion. She's a total wackadoo, in my opinion. So, once again, look what happened there. Just because somebody gets accused and somebody pays off does not mean they're guilty. So I'd have to see a lot of evidence. I'd have to look that up and really read about it. But rich and famous people are always getting stuff like that happen. That's the grift. You do it. A lot of them will write it off and pay the money just to stop it and end it. I'm not saying it's not happened, but I'm just don't know. And doesn't mean like maybe he had a hookup with her and she thought she was going to get something out of it and didn't. So you got to watch that stuff. When you're rich and famous, I'm telling you, boy, you really got to be on guard. I could imagine the stress of that. Just whether you're going to sleep with somebody, just, hey, look, one night stand. Not for that all the time. But, or if you're going to date somebody, you really got to worry. I don't know. It depends what the conversation was before. Once again, no reply. Do we know what the whole conversation was before? We are taking her word for it. I mean, is there a transcript? Was there body cam footage? When it comes to rich people and somebody accusing them of something, I have a stink eye anymore because the overwhelming amount of the time, it comes out to be bullshit. They wanted something. They tried to extort the rich person. The rich person said, screw off. I had to go to court, pay them off later, something. So, I'm not going to say it's true unless I actually knew there was 100% evidence. Okay. Let's see here. But yes, Elon does need to chill. He needs to shut up and go back and do his stuff. I did see that Elon Musk is saying he's going to start another political party, which will screw this country into a mud hole because it will split the GOP side and give the Democrats a huge leg up. Almost makes you wonder if that was what the plan was in the first place. Just saying. All right. Let's see. Don't try and tell me E. Jean Carroll isn't a looker. Yeah. Yeah, E. Jean Carroll's a hottie. Her cat named Vagina. I thought he was joking. That really was her cat's name. She's a wackadoo. My opinion. But if you go look up shit on that chick, ODFFFFS. She is friggin', in my opinion, out there somewhere. Only saying that because, on my tiny channel, good luck, but I've heard she sued some people for saying things. Oh, that was derogatory, hurt my feelings. Free speech, bitch. But you know what? I'll say my opinion kind of gives you an extra layer. Once again, no reply. Who are you believing that said that? Were there witnesses or was this just what she said? Because I'm not just going to believe what somebody said about somebody rich. Because they have an automatic reason to say this stuff. Unless there's 20 people standing around and it's on body cam, I'm not automatically going to believe somebody. Or I got to believe E. Jean Carroll. This is the believe all women thing. But the woman who Biden touched, nobody believes. So, okay. You know, there's a lot of proof for that one. Lots of proof. Witnesses, evidence, physical evidence, but no. So that's what I mean. What type of proof? Because if we go by that, then we got to believe E. Jean Carroll. Even though, boy, everything really points against that one being real. All right. Let me check over Rumble one more time. Okay. Moving on. See you guys over there. How many of you guys, here's something we haven't talked about much. We can get Burna out of there. How many of you still know the Portland and LA riots are still going on? Nobody's talking about it. Weird, isn't it? Nobody's talking about them. Sorry, I'm refreshing something on my other screen. Because it is being screwy. The chat just froze. Come on. So I'll refresh and I'm sure the chat will come back. Maybe. Wow, that's slow. Okay, so while I'm waiting for that, and can't see you guys, well, that's very interesting. What's going on there? There it goes. Wow. Maybe. Come on. Let's go. Maybe. Hey, there's chat coming back. Oh, that was weird as crap. All right. There we go. All right, that's weird. I don't know what that was all about. But how many of you guys knew this is still going on? Yeah. This was today. Martial law is necessary in LA. When just a couple days ago, the 27th or 28th, I believe, they were talking about, well, the riots are officially over. What's going on here? Martial law is necessary in LA, as unless the goons are stopped now, the attacks and riots will just escalate like it did in Seattle and Portland. ICE rioters just took over a bridge in Los Angeles, and instead of the stupid police doing anything about it, they just released, hey, by the way, everybody driving, watch out, they're marching down this, in the middle of the expressway going this way. The cops did jack shit. Letting this shit just keep going and going and going is stupid. This is how this keeps going, because they won't arrest anybody. This is dumb. Oh, there it goes. I'm going to trigger my headphones so I turn it up. Maybe. Okay, I don't get to trigger my headphones at all. There. Oh, he's not saying anything anyway. Just flying around. That's why. Wasn't enough noise to trigger it. Yeah, let them block streets again. Block expressways. Take over bridges. This is stupid. Now they're also talking about an eviction moratorium. That's their new thing. They had to add to it because the ICE thing was getting heavy. They're, a little too boring out of somebody's zeitgeist. So now we got to go back in and let's add something. Eviction moratorium. To a state that has huge squatters' rights. They did nothing. It's still going on. Yeah, Jay Waters in Portland is always protesting. But it's been worse lately. Yeah, not one news outlet has gone to ICE at night to film these riots. Yeah. Not a long time now. Even you know it's not allegedly, and you all don't go film because Antifa will assault. Well, I don't know about assault, but if they don't go and film it, then they have plausible deniability. Well, we never saw any riots. What are you talking about? Riots? No, those aren't going on. We haven't seen any. You got to pin them down. When's the last time you went and looked? Well, about 20 days ago. What? 20 days ago. Did you say 20 days ago? Yeah. Oh, that's why you haven't seen it. Maybe she lied, maybe she didn't. Well, if you can say maybe, I'm not going to really put a lot of stock in it. It's when we can say, she did or she didn't. That's when I'll put stock in. I'm not just going to put stock in something and say a guy's messed up because of something. How many guys got messed up? Remember the Duke Lacrosse people? Screwed up their lives. Based on nothing. Just saying. Got to be careful of that stuff. Might he? Yep, he might have. Are we sure? Nope. Oh. Yeah, this is all recent. Shit's still going on. Just stupid. The police are saying these militant Antifa riots are simply individuals expressing their rights peacefully. What a bag of crap. Told you Portland has fallen and Antifa owns the city. Yeah, like you said, Portland's pretty much the center of this crap, isn't it? It's like they all go to train in Portland and then they go move out around the... I swear, that's what Portland is. It's just a riot training camp. So, yeah. And I'm tired of this Antifa. It's not Antifa. It's not BLM. It's just lefties. That's all it is. Now, Portland police have responded to my inquiry about the deafening noises from Antifa rioters at all hours of the night in the last few weeks. Yeah. recognizes the noise. By the way, if you and I are out making noise at 2:30 in the morning, or my area, anything after 11 p.m., you can get in trouble for. Yep, you're disturbing the peace. These people do it all night. Banging on stuff, taking over streets. Imagine Trump supporters doing this. Do you think they'd be saying the same thing? Nope. They'd be arrested right away. Please know we take these concerns not seriously at all. At the same time, we are committed to protecting lefties' rights only to express their opinion. But God forbid if you as a Democrat, a Republican, or Trump person do this. Just trying to fix it for them. So this is the Portland Police. I am going to help fix their statement because it's bullshit. Our goal is to strike a balance between public safety. No, our goal is to let leftists do whatever the fuck they want. As proof of the riots going on for the last 4 years in this city. Community well-being and lack of constitutional rights. Yeah, whatever. They do whatever they want. PPB, you know me, continues to monitor nightly demonstrations and do jack shit in the South Waterfront. If noise levels rise to a point that violates city ordinances or impact public safety, we will do nothing because they have been for the last 30 plus days. PPB will rest as resources allow. There's their out, as resources allow. Whoops, we just didn't have the resources. There's their out. Yep. Good luck. Yep. Unchecked chaos. Nightly riots put citizens at risk. Article mentions fireworks-related hearing damage. Yeah. Imagine if you live in an apartment downtown. How you live in this? How are you living in this? Crazy. So yeah, this stuff's still going on. There are still channels covering it too. Found that out the other night. Alright, let's see here. I watched him. I couldn't believe her dad, our senator, let that old weirdo sniff his daughter's hair. Oh, no, Bunny, I'm talking about the lady that Joe Biden interfered with in the past. She had a lot of evidence and it never went anywhere. Once again, believe all women until it's against a lefty. Then it's like, oh, nope, don't believe them. I can't remember her name now, but yeah, she accused Joe Biden of totally doing shit to her. And nope. And there was some evidence for it. And they nothing, not an investigation, would do nothing. But E. Jean Carroll from 30, 40 years ago pops up out of the blue. Hey, you know, don't matter if she accused the CEO of CBS and a bunch of other rich CEOs of doing the same thing. You know, because god dang, she's so hot. Everybody's got to have a little piece of that. Like that crazy 20-year-old, that pew-pew, the two police officers in Washington, yeah. And the asshole who, even though the guy who did the attack the fireman, it looks like he was not a political nut, just a nut. Doesn't make it any better, but I don't know, just a nut. Let me see here. Oh, yeah, I know a lot of the channels still showing the riots. Ew. Well, that's an Aztec thing going on there. Well, that's weird. Let's see here. Let's go here. Boom. 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 We're not going to be on a lot longer, guys. I got a hell of a day today. Let's see. Boom. Boom. Jay Watterson posted a little happy moment. I know there's a lot of streams. I've caught little bits late at night.
Performing on the biggest stage in the world
got an ad.
was just...
Of course we do. It's YouTube. Lots of ads. YouTube just lives for ads now. Alright. Get me prominent so I don't get in troubles. Boom. Oh, still got the ads. Skip. See what's going on here now. Oh yeah, these have been going on like crazy. It's just everybody's got a short attention span. They're not talking about as much. I don't think they're as big as they were for a while there. Once again, a lot of people don't have the mental capacity to stick with anything long enough. Yeah, there's stuff going on.
So before we know how you play your game. There is eyes in the corner. There is FBI in the corner. There is GI in the corner. We are no ignorant. We know. And
Don't look like got a lot of backing there.
gonna show up and he does drama and mess around with us. We don't play these games. We are smarter. We are smart people. We are not.
The woo-woo.
So, you know how you play?
I don't know how these guys do it because I would have a problem. I couldn't do it. I'd just laugh. I would crack up laughing in their faces sometimes. They would say some of this stupid shit and I would just be cracking my ass up. I mean, my gods. Oh, she ain't saying a lot. She's not a big crowd with them. Look at crazy. All right, sorry, something in the chat thought moved. Okay, we're about 155, guys. Unless we find something crazy exciting going on here, I probably won't be on a lot longer. I'm gonna start shutting a few of these. Actually, get them on the way.
I'm sure just send this down. How much you pay him? Maybe pay him 1,000 to
Close that one.
to make this drama. So we don't play the game.
All right, so
Play the game with Tom.
if you guys got any more links you want to look at on some of this, but feel free. But let's back up here. Where's my home? Home. Because that one's a little slow. Let's see if there's anything else, and we're going to skip out here in a little bit if there isn't. I just want you to go. Come on. Bakersfield. Now he's just driving by the looks of it. Let's see. Who else is on? SoCal. I don't think they're really on. Smoke and scan. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Now he's just driving. Okay. Let's do a quick look around, guys. See who's on. Says he's live. Oh, he's watching them too. That's how bad it is now. Almost everybody's on the same one now. Jay Watterson, you are not kidding. The 4th is going to be Knuckin' Futz. And Portland. I'm going to bet both of them. I'm going to bet both are going to be Knuckin' Futz. How many more have I got down here that'll show anything? Yeah, nobody's really. That only group up there's the only one's live. I'll just cover my ass. Let's see here. I'm going to say there's nobody really doing anything right now. Because that looked pretty lame. Didn't it, though? It says they're live. I'll bet it's replay. Or they're playing the same woo-woo. Yeah, see, they're not. They're not even showing anything in their own city. Yeah, Fox LA isn't showing it or nobody else is showing it, yeah. But no, I'm going to agree. I'm going to 100% agree that, this weekend, this 3-day weekend is going to be Knuckin' Futz in some areas. Let's attack. Houthis claim to be launching ballistic missile. What? That's got to be old, right? Yemen's Houthi rebels claim to have launched a ballistic missile targeting Israel, escalating tensions in the region. Is that new or old? That's a hate. Some channels do that. They will show, and YouTube they need to differentiate the live streams because some he's playing old shit. There's some of these news things that do that. Say like CNN 18, and then they're playing the same couple live streams for a month or so, just in a loop. It's got to be stopped, honestly. Let's see, Associated Press, see if they're out there. I don't think anybody's out there. That's how bad it is. There's really not much going on right now. But yeah, I'm gonna say this weekend is gonna be really crazy. All right, we'll stay here for a second and get the heck out of here in a minute. Give SoCal Shorts a little more love here. Look at his woo-woo.
1:15. Oh my God. Yeah, go.
Against citizens in America, not just the people who have no paper.
I like how some of the people in this guy's chat and SoCal Shorts chat, I'm sorry, I cannot understand her. Yeah. I don't know if she knows the actual history, but I think Mexico only had control of that part of California, a lot of the areas that they say are theirs, for like 27, 28 years or something like that. And America's had it for 150 years, so I think it's ours more than it was ever theirs, but that's just me.
Okay.
So, all right, let's see what Jay Watterson's got here. He seems to be hooked into every string. Like I said, he's a Borg. So let's see what he's got here. I think it's the same stream. Yeah, it's showing the same person. Isn't it? Wait a minute. What's that? Aha. There it is. Nope. Funny guy. You're a funny boy. Funny boy. He just posted a link to my own channel. To my own stream. So I pop it and I get double of me. That's a lot of me, man. That's a lot of me. All right. Touche. Well played. But honestly, I don't see much else going on. These guys look bored. Okay, hey, look, one cop's smiling. He's like, okay, this is ridiculous. 720. Do I have a 1080? Yes. Yeah. These guys, they gotta just, I don't know. The reason they don't get as angry sometimes, I think they just find these people so ridiculous. Skid Row, but no audio. Oh, I got audio on this. I just not turning it up. Live TV. Skid Row, live TV. Let's see. Is that a YouTube channel? All right, guys. I said I want to do about 2 hours. Hey, Martino, how's it going, buddy? But I am going to get out of here. I got a lot. I did a lot today, and I got a lot doing tomorrow. It's coming up today yet. There's a lot yesterday and a lot coming up today. So, unfortunately, Martino, I'm sorry, buddy, but I am going to get out of here. Guys, I told you right around 2 hours. I'm trying to keep it at that. We were at 2:03. Do me a favor. There were other streams going earlier, but they were small. Yes, I saw a few when I was doing my treatments, Jay Watterson. Yep, I saw a few, and they were unimpressive. But I think you're right. I think it's going to be risky this weekend. I really do think that. Where am I? Okay, wait. Let's go here. 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 There. There we go. Good enough for now. That my voice is starting to go scoochy anyway. All right. So, yeah. But no, I think Jay Watterson's right that this weekend is going to be, I think the crazies are going to come out of the woodwork for a 3-day weekend of let's revitalize. I'm going to say LA and Portland. You know what? I'm going to bet. Okay, let me know what you think. I'm thinking that maybe New York's been clamping down. So let's say Chicago and Atlanta may have some problems too. So yeah. All right, Martino, I am opening it over here on my other one. Don't I have him? Oh, I got him on my other account. Or do I? No, I don't have that one. Okay. Well, thanks, Martino. I got it. Yeah. Huh. All right. Good one. Thank you. But let me know real quick. Last thing we'll do. Which cities do you think will have problems, good-sized problems over the 4th of July weekend? Name them out. We already know LA and Portland. What other cities do you see having actual decently sized problems? So we'll wait to do that. That's the last thing we do for the night, guys. And you can hear my voice is really going. Jay Watterson cheats. A lot of cities are going to go off. No fair. No fair, man. No, but which cities after LA and Portland, which cities after that, counting down, do you think are going to be having problems? I'm going to put my home state's crapola city, Chicago, in there. Sorry, Chicago, you're a bunch of assholes and most of the state mostly hates you. I'm going to say Chicago's going to have a problem. I'm going to think not in my area so much. Let's see. I would say Chicago, Atlanta, maybe Philadelphia? I don't know. Seattle. Pff. Yep, that was my own stupidity right there. Definitely probably Seattle. Definitely Seattle. You're right. So I should have done this earlier. Sorry, I'm pasting here. Boom. Okay. So yeah, Seattle, I agree. 100% Seattle. All right. So, why do they say Chi-Town? It should be Chi-Town. I don't know, because they like to. Well, there's that new TV show called the Chi. They don't say Shy. They say the Chi, or something like that. How they pronounce that? The beginning, the new TV show out. Let me ask a question. I already know how a friend of mine responds to this. He does not watch any of these black, his words, black TV shows, because he's like, geez Louise, why is it almost all these TV shows like The Chi or The Chi and the Empire Records? He's like, why is it there's any black TV show just leans into the gangsta ghetto crap? He's like, I don't want my kids watching that. He's like, my God. But he's like, but I know tons of black people out there who just love these shows. And he's like, don't you think that this is not helping? You don't want anybody to stereotype you, but you love the shows all about the stereotype. Gotta say, it's a little weird, isn't it? Ooh, good answers. Martino and Buckle Bunny both come down with Denver. Maybe. Denver, Boulder. Which one's worse, Bunny? Denver or Boulder? Jay Waters and St. Louis. Oof. Yeah. Yeah. St. Louis has been too quiet lately. Now, if we have to go to Texas, it's going to be Houston. Baltimore. Dude, I cannot believe we haven't had more from Baltimore. You would think they would just love to go light off something like this. That is crazy they haven't. It's almost nuts though they haven't. Good answers, I do. Yeah, good job, guys. Appreciate that. I don't know how I did not think of Denver. Seattle's the one that really ticks me off. I should have thought of that. No wonder everybody's trying to leave that state, right? Seattle, Washington, Portland, Oregon. All right, so Denver's worst. Detroit. Hey, Martino, that's a good one. How many times, what have we seen from Detroit? Hasn't Detroit been pretty quiet during this? Really? Haven't they? I thought I just closed my gap. Seemed a little much. Has Detroit had a lot of this? Or maybe Detroiters just don't care. They got enough problems. They don't really care too much about this. Yeah, Detroit. Ooh. I haven't seen a lot from Detroit. I've seen more from Chicago than I have Detroit. course, they're way up there, too. So maybe they're like, meh. Maybe they're like, yeah, I don't know if they want to come to our city. Even the illegals are going, no, man. That's like going back home. We don't want that. So I think that's why they're not going to Detroit so much, or we're not seeing a lot of Detroit. Kenosha. Ooh, Jay Waterson. Wouldn't that be something if Kenosha lit off? I have noticed a very disturbing trend. A crap load of police videos are from Wisconsin. A crazy crap load. Dude, if Kenosha lit off, that would be crazy. I'm betting if it does, I'll bet Kyle Rittenhouse is going, screw that, I'm staying home. I mean, do you really think he would wade back into that there? He's going to be, no. People still think he offed brown people, guys. And Trump said there were good people in the white Supremes in Charlottesville, too. I know those people. They think both of those things still. All right, guys, that was my last gasp. My voice is going. I'm really having a hell of a time trying to stay awake. Mr. Ghost Sour Patch Red is not doing it for me. I am back on. I don't know if I'll be doing every night. There's some personal stuff in my life I cannot talk about right now, but it's going to be a process we are going to be looking into to do some stuff, changes in our life. But I am going to be on, and if not every night, it's going to be every other. I've also got a lot of other things going on, but yeah. Minneapolis. That's another good one. You know, maybe we could get Ilhan Omar and her people out there. What do you think? What do you think? All right, guys, I do got to get off here. Yeah, I'm up a little later than I wanted to be. We're not too far off my time. So, everybody over on Rumble, I see you. Thank you for stopping in. Please hit thumbs up over there. To you guys here on YouTube, thanks for coming in. And thank you for those of you that voted. And once again, I listened. I'm here. Talk about next cities have major ICE protests. Martino Berto, kinda. Because Jay Waterson said, as things are kind of lame right now, as we just saw, there were some streams there that were kind of lame. But Jay Waterson said that the 4th, this 3-day weekend coming up, is going to light off. And I actually agree with him. No, Martino, you're fine. Dude, Martino, we've all got schedules, bud. Plus, for me, come on, I'm one little sliver on YouTube. There are probably hundreds of guys out right now on YouTube, you know, even in my area who are doing live streams, let alone around the world. But no. I appreciate anytime you take a time to stop by here, participate, chat, share interviews, throw flip-flops at me, whatever. I'm always happy. Once again, the poll, I thank you guys for voting on the poll I put up tonight. Thank you for watching and doing that. So, no, Martino, never worry, bud. I have a weird schedule. And plus, hey, if you really wanted to, it's on YouTube. You can always go on back to the beginning, you know, like a silencer. Yes, I like suppressor. They should, no 2A channels should you call them silencers. So don't apologize for that. Thank you guys. Thank you, Jay Waterson. And by the way, if you go back, you'll see me and some of the chat had disagreements earlier, but guess what? Unlike lefties, what can we do? We can disagree and still be friends and chat because we can concentrate more on what we agree on and still debate the other stuff later. All right. Thank you very much, Connie. By the way, you were the first one to answer on that poll. Thank you very much. This is the old Facebook live map. Yeah. I don't know how much you guys use it, but if you've seen me, I use Twitch. Twitch is usually a good place to find some of the protests. Yep. Somebody did tell me, though, that I can't remember, it was Instagram or something else also has some of them. But, all right, guys, have a good day. I am horrible at getting out of here. Thank you very much. If I can talk. And I will talk to you, if not later today, tonight, whatever you want to call it, the next day. But we'll see how it goes. If there's something I want to talk about, we'll be on tonight.